Manchester grind, crypto alliance, futures designed. Blocks on the chain, we're breaking the mold, turning bits to riches, a story untold. And drawn field shadow where the old meets new, plotting moves sharp with a blockchain crew. Alliance in the game with a
Good evening from Drone Field in the UK. How is everyone doing? Crypto allies around the world, let me know how you are doing. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Let me show you where I'm at right now. This is a picture that I took today in Drone Field. Looks very much like the UK, doesn't it? Yeah. Beautiful. Now, as you know, the reason I can travel and work and be everywhere is because I truly live the crypto lifestyle. The crypto lifestyle is one that lets you be very flexible. You can build a foundation based on making investments and making money in crypto. And I have done so much so far in my professional career, quite successfully, I might say. Left Luxembourg to fulfill my American dream, became an entrepreneur, became an investor, and now I'm enjoying so much freedom with crypto. And I'm here specifically in Drone Field to learn more about neuroscience from a physician that has changed my life. The reason why I can be here is because I have the freedom. I'm a believer in freedom. I have the freedom to do so. I have the finances to do so. I have the energy to do so. And I have the health to do so. And that is really something that I want pretty much for everyone who watches this stream. It starts with understanding what investing is. It starts with understanding how crypto works, how do you buy crypto, and so on and so forth. It's a long journey that I've been on since 2016. And really the way to get started is to get started. And the best way to get started is now, which is why I created a beginner-friendly guide that you can get by going to crypto.lifestyle. Yes, you just put that address in your browser, and then I will send you an email with a video that teaches you how to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. Dollar cost averaging means you buy a little bit of Bitcoin each time, and then in the long run, you have accumulated a nice bag of Bitcoin, which leads to long-term wealth, which really is what we want for most of all of us. Bitcoin right now is at an extremely interesting point, and we will look at that today. We might go into the final leg of the bull run of the cycle, which would be very exciting. But the good news is that even if it is not the final leg of the bull run, it's still good to dollar cost average into Bitcoin, because by the end of, or by the beginning of 2030, it is very likely that Bitcoin will reach $1 million. Today, what we will do is we will understand a little bit better that the markets are driven by the emotional state of the retail investor. The retail investor is the simple man and woman, you and I. That is how the market is driven. We will understand a little bit about those emotional phases, and then we will also try to identify where are we at right now and how can we leverage that to make a few interesting trades right now. If that is something you are interested in, very important, hit the like button, actually smash the like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone you think will benefit from it. Let's get this show started. Here on my right-hand side, you see the different phases of emotional states, I would say, that people undergo through when they are exposed to markets. By the way, I got this from russellinvestments.com, so definitely go check them out. They have a great website. As you can see, the cycle goes like a sine wave up and down, and we go as humans through, basically, in simple terms, stages of being optimistic, being excited, being thrilled. Then there's the euphoria stage. And then when things start going down again, we get into denial, we get into a stage of anxiety, and then fear, depression, panic, capitulation, despondency, skepticism, hope, relief, and then optimism. And this is a never-ending cycle, never-ending cycle. And as you can see, when there is euphoria in the market, meaning everyone talks about Bitcoin, everyone talks about crypto, your brother, your boss, your mom comes to you and says, how can I buy crypto? Help me. That is the point of maximum financial risk, actually. So it is not when you went to go into the market. Versus despondency, skepticism, capitulation, that is when everyone says crypto is dead, crypto is a scam, and we won't have another bull run, you're going to lose all your money. That is the point of maximum financial opportunity. And the reason why it is so important for us retail investors, which you and I are retail, maybe yes, we are experts, and maybe yes, we are professionals, but compared to the big market makers, the billionaires of the world, the banks of the world, the nation states that now establish their treasuries in Bitcoin, compared to those, we are nothing but little flies in the crypto space, little ants in the crypto space, and we cannot have an impact on the price of Bitcoin. You and I, even if we took our entire life savings and bought Bitcoin right here and now, we wouldn't move the price of Bitcoin, not even a tiny bit. But those institutional investors, let's call them like that, they have the power by placing big purchase orders and also sell orders to manipulate the price. And really, what they want to do, and they have to do it, they always have to take the money from someone else. That's how crypto, generally speaking, works. If someone makes money, there has to be someone else on the other end that loses money. So big institutional investors, the banks and nation states, want you to be that person. And they leverage that strategy by really understanding the psychology of how humans invest. And it's really difficult to go against your psychology, because when you are in fear, you have a reflex built in that just makes you act in certain ways where you protect yourself. So when you are in fear, you go out of risk, meaning you go out of crypto, you go out of Bitcoin, you go out of the altcoins. However, when you are euphoric, then all your senses for safety shut off, and you just go all in. You take your last $5 out of your bank account and buy some Bitcoin, only to find out that the price goes down shortly thereafter. And this is something that has to happen. It's inevitable in order for the big players, the whales, what we call them, to constantly win money. And that is something that will never, ever change. It's sad, but it won't change, because the retail investor will forever stay that, a retail investor who is a novice and who is emotionally driven. So then, the only way to come out of this situation as a winner is to use that understanding and act as if you were a big bank, if you were a billionaire, a millionaire. But you are not, right? Not yet, at least. The only way to bulletproof yourself is to set yourself up in life where you are able to now take the understanding of human psychology, take the understanding of how the big players work, and act like them. And I can guarantee you can only protect yourself against your emotions by understanding them and by placing yourself in a situation where, when there is capitulation, skepticism, despondency, you can act like a big institutional player and actually purchase assets instead of selling them. So, for that to be possible, you need to, number one, live below your means. Number two, not be overexposed in crypto. And number three, have a constant source of income that takes care of yourself no matter what. No matter what, you have taken care of all the expenses that you have in a month. Ideally, you create a situation where your job or your enterprise or your passive income creates enough income to always cover your expenses, so that anything that is extra you can use to act against your psychological emotions and behave like a big player. The only way for the crypto market to work is by the big players to keep pumping money into it, right? You and I, we want Bitcoin to get to $1 million. And I told you earlier, Bitcoin won't go to $1 million because of your money or my money. Bitcoin will go to $1 million because the banks, the billionaires, the nation states of the world embrace it as what it is, the best store of value, the only true money that is there. Again, if you don't think that you can trust yourself and your emotions, or if you say, well, Shankar, that's nice what you say there, but I don't have passive investments that cover my basic income needs, then I have for you what is the most powerful approach anyway, and that is dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. It is what's best for most of you. And you can get a beginner-friendly video of how to start doing so by going to crypto.lifestyle, enter your email address, look for the first email, it might go to spam, and then you click the link and get this video. There's also a cheat sheet link for those of you who are more visual. Now, of course, tell me if you like this so far. If you like my style of explaining things, then you definitely want to join my email list as well. What I want to do next is I want to look at the current market situation, because we are very, 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 very close to a barrier where our psychology changes again. If you have looked at the markets, Bitcoin is very close to 99,000 US dollars, which also means it is very close to the magical psychological barrier of $100,000. And if that happens, then I think we're going to see the next and most likely final leg of the bull run. And what that means is that Bitcoin goes up, the alternative coins up, probably even the meme coins go up. And your job during that phase, if you want to be an investor, if you want to be a trader, your job is to make as much profit as possible to then buy the maximum amount of possible quantity of Bitcoin. So that's what we're going to look at next. And if you would want to help me, because I'm going to give you a lot of information here in this session, is please like the video, subscribe, and share. right, I'm back. And I want to, let's look at the charts, because I taught you that is really what we need to keep doing, looking at the charts. And today we actually have something that is very interesting that I prepared for you. And that is, I tried to overlay this emotional state onto the chart and then see where we're at, because recognizing that is really a key element to being successful in investing and in trading. Let me bring up the charts and make it bigger. Take our banner away. And I'm going to go to look at Bitcoin with you. Okay. Bitcoin is the mother or father of crypto. So the way Bitcoin behaves, the rest of the crypto market behaves. And you know the drill by now. What we first want to look at is the total market cap. All of crypto is going up. Okay, you can see it here in the right-hand side too, 1.19%. So that means more money is flowing into crypto as well. When we look at others, that is essentially the total market cap, excluding the top 10, also going up here. The last candle is green. That means whether you are in Bitcoin or whether you are in alternative coins, you are seeing your prices go up right now. Next, what we want to look up is Bitcoin dominance. Now, don't forget, Bitcoin dominance is something that we actually want to go down, at least for those of us who are interested in altcoins. So looks a little bit bullish, but we do want Bitcoin dominance to come down. So it's maybe better to look at the support trend line. So it's definitely attempting to do so. And what I would expect is that as Bitcoin breaks $100,000, which might happen soon, the Bitcoin dominance will go up a little bit longer, only to be followed by people saying, okay, so now more money can be made in the alternative coins, and then is when the Bitcoin dominance might go down. So always keep a look on that as well. All right, so let's go and focus on Bitcoin for a moment. You can see here, let me zoom in on that so you can see it a little better, even more. So we've been ranging here between 92,000 and 107. There was even an all-time high here around 109,000. And as we go through these ups and downs, we also go through the different emotional states. I'm zooming in a little bit more so you can see those as well. It's hard to see, isn't it? Let me see. Okay, so this was a good idea, but it's not playing out. This is somewhat okay. So what I've tried to do here is overlay the emotional states for you as they are in the short-term cycle. So we have right now, I'm going to, I would say here is the correct overlay. So we had Bitcoin going up and we were hoping to finally break through the all-time high. That was, of course, euphoria. Then it went down again. We go through denial, anxiety, fear, depression, panic, capitulation, despondency. And here, see, I would say we are somewhere between skepticism and hope now. See how this is basically what we are going through right now. So, and I think that right now, you and I, we have hope that Bitcoin is indeed going to break through the $100,000 barrier, which is here. And once that is happening, then we feel relief. You and I will feel relief. And then once it starts going really up north of $100,000, we will become optimistic. And then will come the point where this magical barrier here, the all-time high, is also pierced, okay? And then you and I will become excited, thrilled, and even euphoric. And that is where you and I will hopefully make our money, because we now understand where we are in the emotional state of our phases. We feel hopeful. We even feel a little bit relief, and we're very close to being optimistic again. Now, if you listen to most experts, by the way, type in the chat me if you find this very interesting. You find this very interesting that there's this connection between psychology and investing. Type in the chat me. If we listen to most experts, what is likely to happen is that we are about to enter the phase of optimism and thrill and euphoria. And Bitcoin is expected to reach the top of the cycle around 120,000, 130,000. That's what most experts say. It could go way, way higher. Some say this cycle 300,000. It could also not go quite as high. That's also possible. What is impossible is that we understand where we are at right now. And it's such an interesting phase which we're in right now, because we are so close to going through the $100,000 barrier. So let me go a little bit closer here. So this is a daily chart, and you can see really this was a resistance here. It was hard to pierce through. We see that by these wicks. Each time Bitcoin tried to go through this resistance around 99,000, okay, it got rejected. And there's hope. We haven't done it just yet, but there's hope that we break through 99,000. That would definitely get us relief. Then we cross above 100,000, and that would get us optimism. So I would say here, this is really a spot on here, like so. 99,000 relief, and then optimism, and then we go up through excitement, thrill, and euphoria. Now, what that means is you need to have a very, very close eye, on what Bitcoin does in the next 1 or 2 days. And sometimes it goes very fast. Like it could very well be, it is 8:56 p.m. here in Dronefield, UK. And it could very well be that when I go sleep and I wake up to use a restroom and I inevitably check my phone to see the prices, I'll see, wow, Bitcoin is above $100,000. Then I will quickly run to the computer that I'm sitting in front right now, and I will see, are there any coins that broke some trend lines that I might want to purchase right now? Because this is an important lesson for you. You have to write this down. What most newbie investors do wrong is, as soon as a trend line is broken, they go and buy the coin. But what crypto likes to do is it likes to take a pit stop moment, or it wants to do a fake out. So it breaks the trend line, and then it goes and take a break. And very often when it takes a break, you already give up, or if you have leverage, your stop loss was hit, right? Or it was just a fake out, meaning the big investors wanted you to believe that it's time to go up, and you go all in, and then it goes down, right? And instead of waiting for it to really go up, you sell early. Okay, so meaning the smart investor just avoids this phase altogether and learns how to recognize a break of trend and how to recognize when that break of trend is confirmed for the second time. Okay, for the second time. Apple reactions. I like this one though. I see this one never works. Like there we go, confetti. So now waiting for the confirmation the second time is very psychological, because you feel a little bit like you come late to the party. But here's the thing, the party actually happens, right? So better be at a party that actually happens than arrive early and it's just a bad party or nobody's there at all. And that is something that will make you a lot of money and also save you a lot of losses, understanding that that happens. And we're going to look here in a moment at a chart, because something tells me we are very close at making this happen, the $100,000 mark. I mean, it is possible that we could even bringing this chart here back. So it is entirely possible in crypto that the following could happen. Let me show you. I mean, take out this drawings here, get my paintbrush. So unfortunately in crypto, what could happen is we touch our $99,000 and then we go down again and then we go up, right? This could totally happen. This has to be an option. But I don't know, we've done this so often here. And also, when you look at an indicator that is called the RSI, I'm not going to explain on this show what that is, but if we go to the weekly view and we go to the long time RSI, relative strength index, you can see that it actually, this is not what I wanted. It's basically at the bottom right now. And that shows you that something big is about to happen. Okay, so RSI at the bottom on a high time frame view. Whenever it's at the bottom like that, then there's huge potential for an uplift. Okay. And I do apologize for my for my very small screen, but this is my travel screen. So this is what we have to work with. But know that all the indicators tell us it is time for Bitcoin right now to break through the $100,000 barrier. And then we need to know what to look at. Okay, let me look at the comments here. Baru says this is interesting for him. Joni says, how much do you need to start out with? That is a very, very good question. Is honestly, to learn the skills, any amount of money is good. If I was a beginner, I would start with $100 or $1,000. It really depends on, it needs to be money that you're willing to lose and then doesn't jeopardize your life situation, right? But I would start with something small, learn the skill of making money, also understand, am I a saver, am I an investor, or am I a trader? Because as a saver, you just dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And to learn how to do that, you just want to go to crypto.lifestyle and sign up. But if you don't know if you should be a saver or an investor or a trader, what you can do is go to mycryptoalliance.com. We actually have a quiz for you. You answer a few questions and then you're being told you should invest, you should trade. The difference being the time commitment. Investors, they need to look into the markets about once a week. Traders need to be behind the computer several hours a day. Okay. Now, but the truth is, Joni, great question. You don't need to have a lot, especially as a saver. What I did, or what I would recommend doing, is buying $5 worth of Bitcoin every day and doing that on autopilot. And the video that is behind this landing page here, crypto.lifestyle, shows you how to do that. Great question, Joni. What site do you use? Okay, Joni knows she's a trader. She is. That's how I would guess you are. No, from the little bit that I know about you, Joni. That's. But do you have 4 to 5 hours every day to dedicate to this? Maybe you do, and then you can be a trader. It's amazing to be a trader. I love it so much, but it is time intensive, and you do need a community to rely on. You need a sounding board, and that is what I provide as well for people. What site do you use? I'm not sure exactly which site you're referring to. This specific site where you see all the graphs and the price charts is called TradingView. But yeah, there's a large ecosystem. There's so many tools to learn. Joni says she doesn't sleep. Okay, that's actually very helpful if you don't sleep much. Yeah, but TradingView is what I'm using here. And then there's a large set of tools that you need to learn. Where do you buy your crypto? Where do you on-ramp? Where do you off-ramp? Where do you trade? Where do you invest? And there's different modes. It is quite a journey, but that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm very interested in educating people. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you now, how do you recognize a break of trend and then look for the confirmation of break of trend. So if that is something you're interested in seeing, type in me in the chat, because really I'm teaching you great stuff here. Great stuff. Okay, so as I told you earlier, once Bitcoin wakes up, the alternative coins, they are a little bit behind, sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 days behind Bitcoin. Sometimes they are in sync with Bitcoin. But the nice thing is that a move within the alternative coins is percentage-wise much stronger than a move for Bitcoin, right? It's a much bigger move to go from, say, let's say 10 cents to $2 than it is to go from 100,000 to 105,000. And that's why some of you are interested in looking at Bitcoin as like a weather report, a forecast, and then use that forecast to navigate alternative coins, make the profit there, and then take it back into the best money that is out there, which is Bitcoin. Biggest takeaway for new in this, yeah, I don't know what you're referring to, but maybe it's the fact that you don't sleep much. So let's make this big and look for an alternative coin. So I have a list here. You always want to have a list of your hot watches, okay? So I have a list of coins that I like to buy, but only when there's confirmation of break of trend. So let's go through a few, and I need to make sure I have the right view here so we can actually do this in a way. I thought I had prepared a few, but of course, yep. Okay, so here we go. Looking for break of trends, you need to be on the 4 hour, or 4 hour usually gives you enough of data points to see short-term trend reversals, okay? So what you want to do is you want to understand what is the general situation we are in at, what is the emotional situation? Are we close to getting from hope into optimism? So you need to know the macro situation. And then you zoom in on the last few days. So I have my magnifying glass here, and I zoom in on the last few days. And then you can see, I'm looking at radium here, by the way. And then you take your trend line tool and you draw a line that is the downtrend. And then you're basically looking, when does it break out of the trend? So we're going to go a little bit closer here. And I'm explaining to you how you can recognize the break of trend. So this was the downtrend. Here is the break of trend. This is where I explained to you, people get in early. They think the party is ready to get going. But then the coin takes the pit stop, okay? That is where a lot of people, because see, if you bought here, you go even below the entry level and you're like, this is shit, this doesn't work, right? But then this is the confirmation of trend. So here now we have this situation where if we draw another line on top of this, I would say that once, so here's another line, once radium actually really pierces through this, this is an area where I would jump in, okay? So something else though you want to do is, we're so zoomed in right now, we're so zoomed in. What you need to do is you need to zoom out a little bit so that you don't lose the general picture here, the big picture. So when we zoom out and we go back to looking at this coin, this here is January 23rd. There's another trend line we can draw, and that's this one, okay? So essentially what that means is, here is a tiny short-term confirmation of trend break, but then you go in like with 10% of your capital, okay? Because there's another higher time frame trend that also needs to be broken. And this here would be a signal. Don't forget, what it will do is it will break, take the pit stop, wipe some people out, and then go up. So you wait for the confirmation, and then here is where you can add more to your position, okay? Then what you do is you look for, when was there an upper resistance on multiple occasions? So I see here price got stopped, here price got stopped, here price got stopped, here price got stopped. So this is an area that is very important to recognize, where a lot of emotions kind of get triggered. The history is very important in charts. So this green area here is really one that marks, okay, this coin is ready to reclaim past highs, okay? Reclaim past highs, meaning going back to this high. So each time we hit such a zone, there is friction. Each time we hit such a zone, there's friction. And then what you want to do is you want to zoom out even further away to really get a high time frame view of what this coin has been doing, okay? Now, what's really nice here to see is that once this green line here has been, this green rectangle has been conquered, there's probably another one here. You can see that these wicks, these candle wicks are in, so there's another barrier to overcome here. But then when this one is overcome, likely we can reclaim all-time highs, if not go even further, okay? So, but the key knowledge to understand is recognize these trend breaks, which indicate to you when it is time to jump into the coin. Let's look at one more coin. Let's look at one more coin. So this was radium. This is one Sonic that has really done well, which is actually Phantom. So this is a high time frame view of Phantom, and it has some good history to work with. So you always want to look at the high time frame view, and I see that I can draw my large rectangle definitely here. Can you see how often there was upper resistance? So like so, you have to make it hone in on it, of course. That is an area of interest here. And then I would say, let's see, yeah, see here as well. There's also an area here where stuff is happening at this level here, okay? Whoop. So this is very important that you do that high time frame analysis. Okay, so now then, this is on a weekly time frame, by the way. Now you move to more recent times with the magnifying tool, and you go to the 4-hour time frame so that you have more data points. then you do the following. You draw your trend line there, okay? And then very clearly, we've had a break of trend here, okay? Break of trend. This was the pit stop, and then whoo, it took off, right? So why is it stopping here right now? Well, if you look at this, you zoom out, we're going back to January. You know, I could draw another box, kind of, let's see. There was definitely one here. So here, there's definitely one here. You can see how this was often resistance and support at the same time. So I would say this is a very interesting time for this Sonic coin, which used to be Phantom. And what we're looking right now is for a reconfirmation of this break of this very important barrier here. So I wouldn't buy Sonic right now. What I would do is see, can there somehow be a confirmation of this level? Because these confirmations often happen. They take some time, but they often happen. Look how it happened here. Break, confirmation, go. Okay, break. Do we see the confirmation? In very bullish markets, sometimes the confirmation is skipped. But you better miss out than be in a wrong trade, okay? And you can always zoom out. You can always zoom out. So you go back to the daily time frame and say, well, there's still lots of upside potential, because really what happens here? We can go here, reclaim this, and then we can go here. And I mean, if this specific coin gets back to all-time highs, that is an incredible increase in value. Like we are here now, that is a 300% increase. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. Nobody knows. But I think there's a very high likelihood that if the last leg of the bull run happens, then maybe it's 100%, 200%. Who knows? And that is how you make money in a way where in no other investment of the traditional financial space that is even remotely possible. And if you know what to do, if you know what you're doing, then you're amongst the 20% of people who make money in crypto. The 80% are all giving it to the big whales that I told you in the beginning, the big whales and also the smart investors. So if you are really interested right now, I will tell you, don't be in a rush if you're a beginner. You need to learn this from the ground up. And I'm actually going to do a boot camp in March. And the only way to be part of that boot camp is to be on my emailing list. Okay, so start there with the video that you get to start out with as a thank you video. It's enough to be a successful saver, the information you get there, because you learn how to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. Then, if you want to take it further, like Joni looks like she is interested in that, there's the boot camp for you. I think that's all I had for you. Oh, I'm going to give you one last secret tip. One last secret tip. And I won't explain how you buy this token, because that is really for my paid community. But do you know how you can really turn, okay, I have to preface this. This is not financial advice. You have to do your own research. You cannot just do what I tell you. But last year, I turned several $1,000s into several $100,000s, which is why I'm doing what I do right now, traveling the world, being financially freedom. And I did it by purchasing a coin early in a project that was super early. And the key is you need to understand the project, and it needs to have good fundamentals. And then you buy the coin. It's like investing into the project. and then you ride up the wave. And I just so happen that 2 days ago, a really interesting project launched. And I want you to know the coin. I'm going to tell you what the coin is, but I'm not going to tell you how to purchase the coin. That is only for my paid community. Now, please give me some more likes so that I can give you that important piece of information. Give me some more likes. Type in excited in the chat, because this is really insider information. Well, it's not insider information, but it is information that you only get when you're really connected to the market. And that is how you really, really make money in a big way sometimes. Awesome. Great. Okay, I see you're ready. Let me bring up the chart here, and then I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Got to bring it up for you. Just give me a moment. Okay, so I'm so excited that you're all going to get to see this. Okay, so inception, make it large, even more inception. Then I go to this deck screener tool. Okay, you can see here, February 18th, the coin was launched, okay, 2 days ago. And the coin is called FDX. FDX was launched, and in only 2 days, which I've been in the coin for 2 days, look, 27% gain in only 2 days, right? So go buy an FDX if you know what you're doing, if you're interested in making some money. If you have enjoyed this show, don't forget, you like, you subscribe, you share. That's how you support me. This is Shankar Poncelet, who came to you live from Dronefield in the UK. And I think I'm going to wrap up this video. You've been an amazing audience. You stuck around, you asked questions, you supported me. Thank you so much. And be ready to, let me take a last look at Bitcoin, and 98,255. We're so close to the important 99,000 mark. And yeah, I'm bullish, guys. The only way to make money in crypto is to be bullish. It's just the only way to do it. I'm going to be back live here for you, hopefully tomorrow. I'm here for a 3-day seminar where I learn about neurology. But if anyhow possible, I'll come live and share the excitement with you, tell you maybe if Sonic has indeed reconfirmed and if I have purchased some Sonic. Stay safe, be curious, and let's all ride the final wave of the bull run. Bye-bye for now.